Like, do you feel like you owe that to the universe to be your best self because you got an opportunity
I do.
to still be out
I
there?
do. I felt like when I got the 3 years instead of the 20 years, that was like God telling me, hey man, I gave you the last chance that you asked for. So, and it was almost to the point like, God, if you make this situation manageable for me, I'm gonna treat it like, this is my last chance.
Word.
And so when it happened, it was like I can't play.
Yeah, I was telling you, man, when I read your story, it's like the evolution of Malcolm X in a lot of ways. And you did it all, but you ain't Muslim, you know what I mean?
I can't say I'm as disciplined as Malcolm X, but I read that book. That was one of my favorite autobiographies, and it definitely inspired me because I read it when I was in prison, and from when he was saying like he couldn't really read good, and he opened up the dictionary to A and just started reading it, and all the stuff he was going through in prison, and the dude he had in there who like giving them game, a lot of things he went through. I felt like I shared some of those experiences.
What was that spark in prison that made you start picking up just books and reading and stuff?
I think it started with like fear, anxiety, paranoia from like, how much time I'm finna get. So all the running, the reading, all that was kind of like, I was trying to find some solace in there. That shit, there was a lot of pressure on me. So I was just like, I run up and down the steps, I read a book. I was trying to do anything to get my mind off of, feeling like I know the future. Cause the future seemed like it was finna be bad, So I just kind of like focus on what I could do now. That would kind of give me a little peace, make me feel better.
I was reading your book too, and you was just even talking about how you kicked your lean habit.
Yeah.
Would you ever say that you were like addicted to it, or you just an excessive user?
I was addicted. If addiction, like I was addicted, but I didn't think I was addicted during my usage, because I didn't think that I was on the drug so bad that if I stopped, I would have like physical withdrawals. I associate that with like drug use and drinking stuff. Man, when I went in jail and then I went drinking lean, I went through like withdrawal, like you withdrawing from heroin or something like that. It was like physical.
Yeah. What was that like?
Extreme diarrhea, man, stomach just sweats. Man, that shit was like torture. It was like doctor going to see the nurse, came out, like just pain, and nothing they can give you, you got to go through it. Your body got to just, learn to not have that substance. So I was adjusting, and I used to drink lean all the time. So I ain't drink no water. I just lean.
Damn.
No water.
So your kidneys and everything probably was messed up.
Terrible. And then I got in, the doctor told me, he was like, it was a nurse. And he was almost like 45, but was almost the same height. He was like, he weighed me. He was like, man, you like 80 pounds overweight. Me and you the same height. I'm 6, 7 years older than you. Ain't no way that, he was like 220. He like, I'm 220, you 270. We the same height. Like, you need to lose like 80 pounds. So that was like a spark. That nurse, and that was in the county jail. When the nurse told me that, it was like, damn, this dude like 46 years old, and he in good shape. He telling me, he ain't even worried about my charges. He's just looking at my blood and he's like, you need to lose weight. So they gave me something to do.
Did prison doctors even know how to handle that? Did they even know how to handle a guy going through withdrawal?
Yeah, they did. They go through that all the time. Their junkies come through that all the time.
Yeah.
On worse drugs than lean. So they're prepared for that.
You wouldn't call yourself no junkie though.
No, I'm just saying that if you are, not saying a junkie, but I'm just saying they prepare for people who come in there strung out on crack, strung out on heroin. So dealing with me on the lean, it was like, send them to the nurse, they told me what I do, drink water, and they told me to work out. They really prescribe what you need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When you go back and you think on that time in your life, like with a clear head, can you describe the power addiction held over your life prior to getting clean?
Let me see. Well, I think addiction probably forced me, it allowed me to be numb to a bunch of situations and not address things. If I knew I had to go to court, I just numbed that situation. It's just like, so I don't have to, really be stressed out. Because if I sit there and dwell on, damn, I might be getting all this time. If I just smoke to the point where I really didn't even, I was just numb to it.
Yeah. So if they hit you with a bunch of years, you like, whatever.
Nah, I wouldn't be like, it's like I can function every day until I go to court. Once you get the years, you can't do nothing but do them. But it's like every day, I want to be able to function. I couldn't function because I got this thing, this cloud. I'm kind of like, damn, this shit I ain't gonna have no career. I'm just, man, you start forecasting nothing but bad.
Right. Yeah. How much of a role does spirituality play in your life? Like a belief in a higher power?
I believe in God. I wouldn't say I'm the most religious person. I was raised in the church. My grandfather was a deacon in the church up the street from my house. My mother was heavy in the church, but I didn't. I kind of like I said, strayed from that when I got a teenager. But when you get in jail, you grab the Bible.
Yeah.
You need solace. Man, it give you solace.
What made you stray away from the church when you was young?
I think we moving to Atlanta and just, my mother working all the time, just things changed. When we stayed in Alabama, we had a different lifestyle than when we stayed in Atlanta. When we stayed in Atlanta, it was just like too many distractions. In Alabama, church is kind of like social thing.
Mm-hmm.
In Atlanta, I had a lot of more things I can do socially, so it wasn't the same thing.
What kind of church guy were you? Were you like in the choir, or you just show
attended.
up on Sunday?
Man, my mother and my grandmother, they just wanted me to go.
Yeah,
that was just the thing. So to me, I used to like to go. I definitely used to like to hear the choir.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was just fun.
When you started going through like those tough parts of your life, or did you think that those were moments of like divine order?
I don't know.
Like God wanted you to go through that?
I'm not sure how I feel about, what's it divine order, because I think a lot of those things that I caused myself, man. I would do a crime and then they would punish me for it, and I wouldn't respect the fact that I need to, like, damn, I did something. I just get out and do the same thing, because if I felt like they was hating on me. So when I went to jail for the 6 months, I come out and almost do the same thing, because it's like I'm pissed. It's like y'all locked me up. I didn't lock myself up. I ain't commit no crime. They locked me up.
Got you. So you was mad when you first started going to prison?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. First to jail, because I only went to prison that last time.
Mm-hmm.
Prison would change my whole life. When I go to jail, I go to jail and it's be like, they hating on me. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna be more resilient. I'm gonna get back on it. And I take that approach and get back and just start recording, and I be so much filled with revenge from them locking me up. But I still wouldn't last another year.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm coming in, it's no forgiving, it's no accountability. It's almost like fuck everybody when I got out. So it's like, it's not a good place to be in.
So when did you commit to change and realize it's me? It ain't no.
When I just went to prison the last
time.
Yeah.
You also mentioned, I saw the other meme you put up, that you gave Keisha $2 million before going to jail. That's an urban legend. You gave her $2 million when
There's a lot of truth in rumors. You know what I'm saying? I definitely say she held me down and I came back in a good position. You can't I didn't make up the actual meme, how they got it, but man, there's a lot of truth to rumors. Like, yeah, I could not have been in the situation where I am now without her.
Was it that number, 2 million to 6 million?
I don't want to go into the numbers, but for real, I spent so much money on lawyers when I first went to jail. It was almost like I depleted all my funds. It was like millions of dollars. And for me to come out, you know what I'm saying, the way I did, man, I'm telling you, man, she's special, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that money set you up for your rehabilitation process, though?
It wasn't that I was broke, period, when I, went to jail. It was just that now it was one more thing that I ain't have to feel like I have to manage. Like, then my finances messed up, I got to get back and do this. So it like set me out when I got out. Okay, I can do my album. I can focus on my sobriety. I can focus on getting out probation, because I didn't have to focus on trying to chase, like, damn, let me get where I was at before I left. I came back almost like further ahead than when I left. So it kind of put me in a place like, damn, I had already started changing my life. Like, changing my life in jail, look what it got you. You starting to get rich before you even get out.
Right.
You made all the money back and you're in a better position than when you came in. So that made me like, when I get out, I'm really gonna be on what I'm on now. Because it already had started and I already was seeing the benefits.
What were your intentions when you gave her the money? Did you want her to flip it?
I just ain't had nobody to trust.
Wow.
It wasn't even about no flipping. I just ain't had nobody to trust. Everybody was stealing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I wasn't in my right mind before I went to prison. And everybody who could, they were taking advantage. Money getting missing from everywhere. So it was like, to be honest, I ain't had nobody else to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So out of desperation, I went to her, because me and her were kind of, I had been cussing her out too. So she had to forgive me and say, I'm gonna help you. Man, though I say she the realest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like I needed her.
Man, I love just the messaging of black love and expressing that love
I love,
for your woman.
Crazy about my wife. Crazy about her.
At what point did you realize that? What point did you realize, man, I'm in love with this woman?
Man, when she held me down from prison, that made me say, I'm finna marry her. You ain't gonna find nobody who gonna go hard like that. But she had been showed me, who she was. Like, once I got to know, I knew the person she was. I just wasn't ready yet,
Mm-hmm.
But I loved her from the jump. I just, I don't think that it was gonna be a good relationship, because I had a lot of shit. I just had to mature. Had a lot of things going on.
Let's talk about that, man. Like, how did your dedication to her motivate you to really change for yourself?
You know, you don't want to let nobody down. You know, when you're in a marriage with somebody, at the end of the day, it's an agreement. You ain't nobody forcing you to get married. You know, to me, it was a total grown. We didn't do it for nothing, but we wanted to be with each other. It was a total conscious decision. I can't say nothing influenced. I didn't do it because she was with me when I was in prison. It wasn't because, no, it was all because we wanted to be with each other. And I don't feel like a lot of marriages like stand for this, like you do it for the, I'm gonna marry her for the kids, I'm gonna stay with the kids. Nah, I'm with her because I'm crazy about her.
That's right. That's what I said. I meant to say how did her dedication to you? Because that's the same thing. I've been with my woman for 23 years.
That's hard, man.
And she make you want to be a better person. You get tired of being a piece of shit, basically.
Exactly.
You know? Like how did the change in your lifestyle make it easier for you to honor your wife?
You know what it is? What made it easier for me was I started, it was in my mind. I started linking being married and being responsible with being successful. Instead of linking being single or, you know, being irresponsible as balling. So I started saying, damn, I was doing this when I was living this lifestyle. And I was doing good. You know, I was a millionaire, you know, so, but over here, man, it's a way different life.
Yeah.
You know, and then I don't have to work as hard. You know, like I do my work, I go home, I go to sleep. Man, it's like, damn. It's like a grown, mature, older man.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life like that, and I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. Supposed to progress to that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's like when you was just getting money and balling, that's what you was doing, getting money. But now it's like you a business, you an enterprise.
And I thought that I was successful then. I really didn't see the value of getting married and doing it this way, because I thought, you know, if I get married, like I won't have as much. That's what I thought. Like now I gotta take care of somebody else. Not thinking that, damn, if you got two heads, man, that's better than one. You know, you gonna maximize your potential because you got a partner now. And that's what happened.
Man, y'all gotta do a relationship book, man.
Wow.
I'm saying, because it seemed like, you know, she was important to your survival.
The most, brother, she's the most important. I ain't gonna lie, she my secret weapon. She the one. Bumble Rock, she Michelle, she behind me.
Absolutely.
Everything I do, you know, a lot of times I defer to her, man. We're gonna talk about it and then we're gonna come to a decision. And I'm proud to say that she's smart. We both are geniuses.
Right.